Welcome to a special episode along my local, the River Wandle, a waterway steeped in history, rejuvenated by conservation. Sorry, I can hear the local anglers now. What are you doing giving away the river? I can't believe she's done this. Spoiler alert. Since the creation of maps thousands of years ago, there's no such thing as a secret river. So shall we? Until the end of the 19th century, the Wandle was known as one of the world's great chalk streams. Legend has it that even Admiral Nelson himself cast his line here, alongside Sir William Hamilton, before meeting his fate at Trafalgar. It was during this era that Frederick Halford, a pioneer of dry fly fishing, honed his skills with the help of Wandle locals, mastering the art of the cast short and dodge, the false cast as we now know it. However, as time marched on, the river faced its own trials. Continuing on from those bygone days, the Wandle's industrial era took its toll. A surge of people and industries wreaked havoc on its once pristine waters, rendering it ecologically dead, which was a far cry from its former glory. Ironically, the very stream that boasted pure waters became little more than an open sewer. And sometimes, unfortunately, even today, it still is. That's pure sewage. Oh no. Echoes of the Wandle's industrial past are still visible even today. And it's because of the constant urbanisation around the river that accessing it can sometimes remain a task. That is, if you can't climb. It's lovely this morning. Nice bit of colour to the water. I think that'll help me out. Oh, I can just about see my streamer. Oh, this is what I love about this river. It's just a beautiful place to be. Alright, it's not the Hampshire Avon. It's not the Test. It's its own. It's the Wandle. I'm going to do a couple of more casts. And if nothing, I'll move up. I say a couple more casts and then it's always one last one. Alright, one more than that. I'm never going to leave. It's a game of patience. I can't see anything, so I sort of just have to imagine that there's fish there. Because there very well could be, and there probably is, but they might not want what I'm offering, which is, you know, you can feel slightly rejected. It's got a nice flow today. It drags your streamer. As you're pulling it forward, it makes it look just that bit more lifelike. Come on, yes. Brilliant. Oh wow, it's gorgeous. And now I can stand. It's at this point now it can just come off, especially if you're on barbless like me. Angler's worst nightmare. Brambles. Whoa! Acrobatics. I'm surprised it didn't come off there. Like I said, it's not the test or the Avon, but it does have some beautiful fighting browns. And they're wild, and it doesn't cost you hundreds of pounds. It's just your EA licence here. Oh, got it! I thought that was it then. Let's have a look.
Brown trout, it's wild. You're the trout. So spotty, so nice, so free. Brown trout, so brown and buttery. Got a leech on ya, I flick it off. Thank you for popping in my net. You'll be the brown I never forget. Brown trout.
I love Muckle's fish, but I must say during the close season, these are an absolute treat to fish for. It's just phenomenal. You know, you imagine the Halfords and the Skews of their day, and how different it would have been to how it is now. I think they might have liked getting a Deliveroo for lunch. You know, it's not all about champagne and caviar, you know. I'm in awe. You know, the river's been through so much, yet it still keeps producing such phenomenal fish. Despite the fridge and that traffic cone and all the rubbish, the ecosystem's survived. It's a strong river, it's got a lot of history, and I love it because it's home. A multitude of organisations, citizen scientists and groups collaborate to maintain a delicate balance necessary for sustaining fish populations and overall environmental health. Today, I will be talking with Jack from South East Rivers Trust, shedding light on a significant project led by Thames Water.
So the project here at Goat Bridge, the weir's just up in the background, will be the opening up of the river for fish passage for the first time in at least 150 years. What they're going to be doing is removing the existing weir structure, a tilting weir structure, and then lowering effectively where that level of the weir is, and then constructing a series of steps in the river behind. We'll keep the wetlands on both sides of the river wet and in a healthy condition. Primarily the fish that are going to be coming up this river, you know, are going to be the trout. Right, it's trout typically who move upstream to find suitable spawning grounds and gravels. Trout prefer, you know, a sort of medium-ish sized gravel, nice clean water. But at the same time, you find that core species who obviously are not spawning at the same time of year also use gravels of a different type. But what the connection will allow those species to do is to seek out those suitable environments. The habitat above the weir, in contrast to the bit of river we're standing now, nice, free-flowing, clean gravels, aquatic weeds, you know, fish, insects, and everything you want to see. Up there, where you've got that weir, and there's a weir here, from the crest of that weir till the point where, you know, you reach the gradient of the river upstream, you get slower water, right? You've got a physical barrier that stops the movement of sediment, the movement of gravels, the kind of natural geomorphic processes that where rivers carry material downstream are blocked by that. Because the catchment is largely urbanised, we know there are major problems with road runoff and with other things like that. The long history of industry as well has led to the traces of pollutants. What you've got is a large build-up of sediments and other things in that area, which are effectively, ecologically, at least compared to here, relatively dead. You sometimes get larger fish holding in there or moving through those areas, but without the kind of habitat niches, without the clean gravels, without the flow that you need for a chalk stream, You know, that resembles a still water environment and not a healthy one. The London Borough of Sutton, you know, the Environment Agency, South East Rivers Trust, Thames Water, all of us are working towards, you know, trying to base the restoration of the river on the best ecological principles to get the healthiest river we can.
Thames Water has confirmed that improvement measures are scheduled for implementation in Bedderton Park from 2025 to 2030. At this stage, there are no further plans for additional projects along the Wandle. The London Borough of Sutton has announced there will be new public access points along the restored River Wandle, complementing its river restoration and biodiversity initiatives. Sutton emphasises that while these spaces aim to enhance community engagement, access to certain ecologically sensitive areas may be controlled to protect wildlife. Splendid. Now it's time for me to catch some trout or my favourite nymph in some of the lovely restored sections of the Wandle. Get in, look at that. Wicked. No, not under there, not under there. Come, come. Yes. Yes. Oh, you fucking cat. Oh, damsel. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh no, I've lost it. I'll have to make another one of them. Speaking about making flies, fly tying would have been very different to what it is today. Back in the 1930s, you would have had to look at prices and materials from a book just like this. And as a woman, you'd have had to have gone in store, just as a man, so as not to create a fuss. That one, please, kind sir. Cheers. Fascinating, really. Those were the days. Anyways, I'll show you how to tie the fly. So you'll want to start with a size 18 jig hook. Give that a little wrap round. Cut that off. Use some Chinese cock cape. Brown. Nope. No, it's the red one. Give that a little wrap round. Keep wrapping that round. Use some gold wire. Secure it to the shank. I think that's what you call it. The hook. Doesn't have to be spectacular. Just keep giving it a wrap round. It all stays on, to be honest. Never had any problems. Fish don't really care, they still bite. Wrap that round. Just keep wrapping that round until you wrap it round the top bit, and then you'll want to wrap that bit round that bit to secure that bit to that bit, and then wrap that bit round. Keep wrapping that round, and then to secure that, you just wrap round that bit, give it a little chop, and then do some more wrapping round, and then whip finish. Secure that, and then with some more thread, cut that bit. Just wrap that round that bit, and then cut that bit, and then whip finish that. And cut that bit, and that's it. Bosh. As we wrap up our time along the River Wandle, it's important to remember that it's not the only river facing challenges. Many waterways worldwide suffer with pollution and degradation, but the good news is, no matter where we are in the world, we can all do our bit to make a difference. Whether it's participating in local clean-up efforts, raising awareness, or supporting organisations working to protect our rivers. In a grand tapestry of environmental stewardship, even the smallest stitch holds significance. So let's play our part in preserving these vital waterways for future generations. Until next time, tight lines. Thanks for watching. Oh, you have no idea how long I've been waiting to let that one out. Jesus Christ.